Good morning. Today you will be working on, the juniors should be continuing on their meme project that is due by 11:59 tonight. And seniors, you should be working on your death and burial project due tomorrow. So make sure that you do your videos. Today I want to show you a collective project between both grades, the Crucible for the juniors and Beowulf for the seniors, but you will still complete the same format. So we'll go into the juniors first, just to show you. It's the exact same format, but it just has a title change. So we'll go into the Crucible, and it is a one-page summary. So I will post this attached to this assignment, and this is due September 21st, which is Monday, this coming Monday. So you can start working on it today, or wait until tomorrow and work through the weekend. It's up to you. But this is what is here. So this was used when we were on campus, so it might be a little different for like here with the paper size, 14 by 22 in size. Since the pandemic, I don't know what Walmart has available for paper, or Target or Staples and all that. So look for this paper. If you can find it, great. If you don't, I will take a poster board that you can get like at the dollar store even. But the problem is that the 14 by 22 is a much better size than the poster board. The poster board is a lot bigger, which means you have to cover a lot more area. So my suggestion, if you can't find the 14 by 22 paper, which I did that size again when we were on campus, I did this size because that was the most common size found at Walmart, which was really cheap. So if you can't find the 14 by 22 and you can only find a poster board, I would suggest that you measure it and cut it out to 14 by 22, because 14 by 22 is like this. Poster board is like twice the size. So you would have to cover a lot more area. And that will make sense as we go through the details. So again, this says the Crucible, but also comparable and relatable to the seniors for Beowulf. The one-pager is an analytical, creative, and written response to a short story that completely fills one side of the piece of paper. For your one-pager, you'll want to focus on the big ideas from the story, including theme, symbolism, conflict, and tone, as well as literary devices and elements. Okay, so this is an important assignment because, again, neither for the Crucible or the Beowulf, we are not doing a final test. This is your final test. So if you're wanting to get a good grade in an assessment, make sure that you give it the attention that it needs. Required details. Fill the entire page with color and context. So again, I want to take notice to it says one side of the piece of paper. In the many years that I've done this, students will try to do pictures on one side and then on the back do quotes. No, everything needs to be on one side. Okay. Fill the entire page with color and text. There should not be any blank space, any blank white space. You should have white paper. Okay, don't start with yellow or any other color of construction paper or the paper at Walmart or the poster board. It should start with white. So you have a clean slate to start with. So there should not be any blank white space when you finish. Okay, clearly label each element of your one-pager, which we'll go over in a minute. Include the title, author, genre of your paper. Okay, you need to look up the genre. You should try to incorporate this element as creatively as possible. Complete the grid by connecting 4 elements. So I want you also to be familiar with this format because we will do one of these for every book that we read. It's a final wrap up of the book that we read, of the story. So this is your chance to demonstrate your knowledge of what you read. So you have to pick 4 boxes that connect side by side. So you could do for horizontally, you can do 4 diagonally. You can do 4 vertically. It's up to you. Okay, you can choose which 4. You can't just pick and choose, because in every combination of 4, there will be quotes, there will be questions, there will be images, and then the 4th element is kind of a wild card, which depending on where you do. So you could do song lyrics, you could do a timeline, setting, and figurative language are the 4 options for the 4th element. Okay, so make sure that you are following these. Again, quotes. Write 3 meaningful quotes and explain the significance of each quote. What does it infer, symbolize, suggest, relate to, etc.? Each quote needs to be in MLA format. You need to cite that. This covers all the Common Core standards. Questions. Write 3 big picture questions that look at how and why. Answer each thoroughly with an introduced, cited, and explained quote. So a big picture question for the Crucible. A big picture question is not who is John Proctor? That's not a big picture question. A big picture question might be like, why were the Puritans so strict in how they viewed the Bible and commandments from God? That's a big picture question. It's covering the entire book. Beowulf, it might be like, why was Beowulf so concerned with being a hero? Again, a big picture question, not these small questions that take things, because again, this is a big project, okay? Images. Draw 3 images that represent the book, themes, symbols, characters, or conflicts within the book. Label each image, okay? You need to label what they are, who they are, and what they represent. If you do a song, find song lyrics that connect. Write the lyrics, include the song title, artist, and a 2 to 3 paragraph explanation of how the song related to the book. Okay, I've had many students in the past, again, write the song lyrics and then not give any explanation, not cite anything, not connect it to any quotes or anything like that. Okay, you need to connect it to the story. If you are going to do a timeline, you need to create a timeline with 10 critical events. The timeline must be linear or follow the plot diagram. Each event must be a complete sentence. Okay. Then setting. Illustrate a setting from the book. The illustration must be accurate, detailed, and in full color. Provide 3 quotes from the book to support the illustration. Again, the setting cannot be the 3 images. They're separate. They get graded separately. So if you draw a setting on the back on the poster and then you do all your other stuff and you say, well, I put 3 pictures in the setting, that won't count and you will lose 30 points. You'll see as I show you the rubric, okay? The last one is figurative language here. Identify and illustrate 3 examples of figurative language. Each example must include the quote, an illustration, and a 1-sentence explanation. So make sure that you are following these steps. Scrolling down, this is a brainstorming checklist for you to start. My suggestion is that you would start this today and start looking at, because theoretically you should be finished with your other project. That shouldn't have taken that long, okay? So you'll start with this. These are different checklists to make sure that you are on task and completing everything in the assignment. This is to kind of help you. So here you have your quotes for 1, 2, and 3, your answer and question and answer, because each big picture question that you ask, you have to answer it and you have to cite with textual evidence. So right there, you should have 6 quotes from the story, either from the book or the play, okay? Images, you need to have 3 images. Again, any combination of 4 that you choose will have all 3 of these in it. And then the 4th element, just write your element, what you chose here, song, figurative language, setting, or timeline, and then start planning that out, okay? Then the Crucible 1-page, okay, so this is the rubric. Here you have the options of how I will grade you. Okay, so you have the title, author, and genre. The max that you can get is 5 points. And it gives you all the steps of what will be graded. This is on a 4-point scale, remember. So advanced means above the standard. Proficient means you're proficient in the standard. Almost means you're barely hitting the standard. And then needs improvement means you're nowhere near the standard, okay, the Common Core standard. So that's how this is broken up here. Title, author, and genre, quotes, questions, images, okay? Fourth element, you write your fourth element here. Assignment requirements, this is important. To get your full 20 points on this, all aspects are labeled, correct paper size, which we don't have to worry about that because, again, I gave you options in that. There is no excess white space. All aspects are labeled, correct paper size, there's no excess white space. So this is kind of the difference between the two. These both say the same thing, right? There's a 4-point difference with the white space. Okay, so you could have a little bit of white space or you could have a lot of excess white space. That's a difference of 4 points, okay? Because we go to 12 points, missing labels, no white space, correct paper size, and white space, project seems rushed, incorrect paper size. So there's a lot of subjection here from me to make sure that you are following the assignment requirements, which I am going to go up to the top and make sure that you hit all of the requirements in everything outside of, so a lot of creativity excess here, kind of. So mechanics, no grammar, spelling, or convention errors. Okay, 1 to 2 minor grammar, several grammar, spelling, or convention errors. Okay, and then creativity and effort. The most you can get for creativity is 10 points. Okay, so there's not a huge chunk of points that go to creativity. Most of this is you covering the Common Core standards and demonstrating to me that you know how to do that. In the assignment requirements, this is following directions. This is not creativity. This is following the directions that were outlined up here. Clearly label each element, include the title, author, genre. Did you include theme, symbolism, conflict, tone, all of those things, okay? Making sure that you included everything in MLA citation. That's this 20 points of assignment requirements. The creativity and effort, that's only 10 points. So when we're thinking about, again, it being a art project, this is not an art project because this is not art class. This is English class. The major points, the points that are way heavy in this assignment are 30 points here for quotes, 30 points here for questions, 15 points for images, 20 points for elements. Okay, so those are the heavy hitters. Okay, it is 150 points. This will add up quickly. And I want to say that if you are able to, I'll go to the English 12 to show you real quick. If you are able to do a good job on this, this could dramatically increase or decrease your grade depending on where you're at, right? I think it's here. Yeah. So here is the Beowulf one-page summary. You can see it's due the same, okay? Same exact format, same exact thing, still 150 points. It just says Beowulf at the top. Okay, so this is where you can demonstrate your knowledge of the story and your ability to convey that onto a one-page summary. Okay, some things that people forget. The title. Don't forget to put the title on it, and it needs to be bold and stand out. The author, genre. Those are 5 points right there if you forget those. Okay, make sure that everything is on one side, that it's legible. It needs to be readable. If it's chicken scratch, I won't accept it. Okay, this is a big thing that's really important, and you need to make sure that you do a good job on it. So this, instead of studying for a test, you should put all of your effort into preparing for this. Okay, and this is open book, right? You have access to the book. You can cite quotes. It needs to be in MLA formatting, which, remember, is the quote, okay, in quotation marks. Then after the quote is in parentheses, author's last name, page number. It should all be page number, okay, or line number. Maybe in Beowulf, if it's numbered by line, but it should not be paragraph number. Okay, so page number and just the number, not a P or a line or L or anything. Okay, What are some other things that people forget a lot? The making sure that you have that checklist. So again, going over this checklist, that you have everything. Where was it? I would highly suggest using this brainstorm chart because you'll go through that as you do that. And then once this is filled out, you will just transfer that to your one-page summary. But going through here and making sure as you do each element that you check these off, okay, and that you know that you have what you need, okay? So that is due on Monday. So you have today through Monday to work on. Again, this is your final assignment. We will not do a final test on Beowulf or on the Crucible. So make sure that you're doing a good job. You will need to bring this to me on campus. I will have a basket or bag of some sort at the front desk on campus available for you to drop it off. So that means it needs to be dropped off on Monday between the hours of 7:30 and 2:30 in the front office. I will let them know that you need to bring this to me and that it will be outlined Miss Brown's class for you to put that in there. So you need to make sure that you have a ride to school on Monday. Okay, this is a big deal. Okay, so yeah, if you have issues with that, you need to email me privately and we will discuss it. But otherwise, you need to make sure that you're available to bring that to me on campus Monday, this Monday, September 21st. All right. Good luck working on that today, and we will see you guys tomorrow.